Hello YouTube and welcome to the dojo. You're here with Samurai Man, and today we have the Deluxe Class Wave 2 Drift. And you're probably thinking to yourself, whoa, Samurai Man, you skipped a couple of guys from the first wave. And the thing is, I figure I have all the figures from both waves, so I might as well do all the Autobots, then I'll do all the Dinobots. So I'm going to do Drift, then Hound, then leader class Optimus, and then I'll do all the deluxe of the first wave of Dinobots. I'll do the Voyager Grimlock, and then I'll do the wave 2 Dinobots, and then I'll do leader class Grimlock. So I want to do like the big bad, like I want to do all the wave 1s and then wave 2s, and then the leader classes at the end, even though I know leader classes were wave 1. So yeah, there you go. So here he is. And that's how I'll be doing things. And he looks very nice Bugatti mode, all blue. It's completely blue. Windshield's blue, car blue, highlights blue, except for this black fin at the back. Only part that's not blue. Well, and the silver, obviously. But yeah, very nicely done. You got the nice Bugatti logo right there. It doesn't say Bugatti, but you know that the real red circle is Bugatti. So, I mean, I don't expect them to fit teeny tiny Bugatti right there. I mean, look how big it is compared to my finger. Very difficult. Anyways, this is a very nice vehicle mode. Very cool. Very awesome. You can see here he's got some cool, like, I guess, the engine. I think the engine's supposed to be in the back for this car. So it looks really nice. Wish it had a little more paint details here, but still the molding looks fantastic. Very nice design. Let's see. Got the Autobot logo right there. Just like on Crosshairs, you had it at the front of the door. And it's such a slick car. It looks nice. Like you can see there the door kind of goes inward into the car, just part of the design, which looks really cool. Smooth in the front, just keeps it all smooth edges. Supposed to be a very fast car. And again, the rims painted like that. In the back, we've also got some more paint details here with the tail lights, and then again the front, the headlights. So very nice. This is very nicely done. At first, I was a little bummed out just because they didn't paint the car black. Because in the movie, Drift is, well, at least his Bugatti mode is black with the blue highlights. But I think as a toy, this looks fine. Black would have been cool. I think a black with a light blue turquoise highlights would have looked really cool also. But this definitely works. I like this, especially when you see him in Robo mode. He's got the gold face. It goes either way. It goes well together. So this is fine. I'm happy with this. For weapon storage, you can hold his 2 swords at the bottom. He also has the 2 little daggers, which can store in robot mode. I mean, in vehicle mode, but I just forgot to store them, so I figured I'll just leave them out. I mean, I didn't want to retransform. I mean, I just finished transforming them. I didn't want to retransform back just with the blades. But I'll show you at the end. So yeah, not too much kibble here like with Crosshairs. Really, all you see is the legs. You can kind of see the arms and the torso, but I think it's hidden pretty well. So that's cool. I enjoy that. That's very nice. So just to get an idea of scale, you can see him here with the Crosshairs and leader class Optimus Prime, and he fits very well together. I kind of gauge it on the tires because I figure most cars have the same size tires, so he's a little smaller, but not that much. You're not really going to notice at a glance. This looks good together. I think he definitely looks good with Optimus. I like the sleek sports car look and then the rugged, tough semi-truck. So very cool. Very nicely done. Lots of blue. So we'll start with the transformation by taking out the swords just to get them out of the way. And they're actually pretty solid, which I like. I'll talk about those when we get them fully transformed, but they're nice. And then we'll go ahead and split the back here, the fin. And just to get out of the way. Pull up the, I guess the engine, I'm not exactly sure, but I believe this is supposed to be the engine. It's on a double hinge, kind of on like that L shape you can see. So just fold that up very nicely. And we'll go ahead and pull up the bumper and the grill area. Or wait, am I doing that right? Something's wrong. Yes, I am doing it wrong. You don't want to pull up the front part, you want to pull up the sides. Because I was like, I'm like, wait a minute, that needs to be a different piece. So yeah, we'll get this part out of the way. You want to get the sides of the grill and the bumper out of the way, not the front and the hood. Obviously the hood. And then what we're going to do is just bring it out, kind of just like leave it hanging for now. And then we'll split the arms out of the way, which are the doors. Fold them up to form the samurai armor, which looks really cool. That's very nicely done armor. Get that out of the way. I think that looks really nice for him. We'll go ahead and we'll fold out the feet. just like in Crosshairs, but I'll go over why I like this better when I'm done. And then what you want to do is this here, this little piece, I'm not exactly sure what this is. I think that's supposed to be the, no, I think it's just a logo. But anyways, it's a panel that's unhinged. What you want to do is turn the tire, flip it so it's at an angle, and then flip this piece down, which I like. I'm glad that they put that there so it's not just hanging. I could definitely see Hasbro easily just saying, leave this piece as it is, but they decided to add a hinge, so it wouldn't just be more kibble. I do appreciate that. I'm glad that they put that extra hinge in there. And then what you want to do is just kind of get the arms out of the way. And what you can see in here is there's two mushroom peg joints, and what you want to do is fold them out. See how that just came out? I want to do that on both sides just to get some clearance. And then we're going to flip down. This is my favorite part. You're going to flip down this full front bumper section and the grill. And then that'll bring out the head. Just want to fold that up. And the reason I really like that is because Hasbro is just so big on giving fake chest or fake whatever, but mostly chest. Bumblebee and Drift both have real chest transforming parts, which I like. This, I could have definitely seen them doing a fake chest, because look how perfect it looks, and yet it's not fake. That's completely part of the car mode, and I do like that. I'm glad they figured out a way to finally engineer a good looking chest car mode, because they have a ton of fake chests within like their toy lines. But anyways, as you saw, you just want to fold up the front of the hood on its hinge. Just fold it up nicely. It goes, that little part that went around here just folds up on the peg that's sticking out. Rotate it around, and then there's this here. There's a tab hole, or I guess like a peg hole. It's kind of hard to see, but you want to flip it up on a hinge, see, like that, and then just fold this in. There's a peg on the back of his neck, and then just, oops, make sure I'm lining up right. Tab it in, secure, good, and we're done. He is done. Now we're just going to go ahead and get the weapons and put them on, because there is two slots on the, see how there's one raised piece and then the one lower piece that's plugged in? There's two slots on each. So what you want to do is get the swords, and you have the blades facing upward, which is, it's weird because you wouldn't want to grab it by the blade, but still, it works. It's part of the design. Plug those in, good for storage and just for looks in general. Plug in the longer blades in the inner ones, which is a little more difficult to get the inner one. Well, usually for this, what I'll do is to plug in the swords, I'll unpeg this piece. So I'll unplug that, I'll plug in the swords, that way, just so it's a little easier for me, I can get my hands in there. Go ahead and do that. There we go. Kind of just like angle them however you want. There we go, that's looking really cool, especially with the gold mask. It just blends, everything blends together really well. There he is, fully transformed, fully ornamented. Just looks great. Just trying to get a good angle with him. There we go. Wow, such a splendid figure. Just so beautiful. So nicely done. I mean, the blue, the teal / turquoise, the gold, all comes together very well. So there we have a look at his head sculpt, and it is very nicely done. It is pretty human looking. I mean, if you look at the concept designs that they have floating around the internet, there were some that were way more robotic, which I actually liked. But this one, they went with a very human-esque looking face, and that's fine. I think it works. It looked kind of like a mask, which I think is fine, because he's a robot, so it's not like he has to have like a face within his face. This works. I think the spikes look really cool. I know in the movie they had little Cybertronian symbols on them. I don't know. There's not another toy here. That'd be too difficult. I do have some issues with the hood, just because I think, again, it's because of the transformation. Just like with Crosshairs, it is taking away some of the nice, shiny metallic paint. And I know I can get some metallic paint. I actually do have some blue metallic paint. I just need to make it a little brighter. It's a little too dark for this, so I'm going to have to add a little of my customization. Just because I know the paint on this guy, yeah, they're even I'm looking closer, some on his shin is coming off. So yeah, I really just, the one thing I have to complain about with the Hasbro toys is their paint is just not sticking as well as it should be. It's not as tough and durable as it should be, which is unfortunate. So I'm going to have to do a little of my own paint work after this video to fix that up. But other than that, it's a very nice figure, very cool. This was probably one of my least sought after characters when the movie was first announced. I'll be honest. I saw this guy and I was like, wow, he looks way too samurai-like. And I think they might have changed it. Excuse me. I think they may have changed it so he's not quite so samurai-ish. And I know that's crazy because I am the samurai man, but it was just like I like the IDW drift where he's very Cybertronian, very robotic, but he just has like the way of the sword. Like he does use swords, but he doesn't quite look like a samurai. Whereas this one's completely opposite. He just has the pads and everything, and the helmet especially. But it works for me. It totally grew on me. I love it. I was so looking forward to this guy when I saw him in the Wave 2. I was just ready for him. So when I saw him in stores, I was like, yes, he is mine. Now for the articulation, you have a full 360 rotation because it's a mushroom peg. If you don't have the sword in the way, it's easier. You can bring out the arm completely, which is nice. You can, let's see, the shoulder pad is actually on its own separate joint, which is cool. I do like that. I'm using more posability. You can bring up the arm at the elbow and a nice ratchet, as you can hear. Very nice. No biceps. Well, actually, never mind. Wrong. There's an elbow swivel. So it has a bend and a swivel, which is cool. The wrists actually have a back and forth movement on a hinge, which is interesting. I wouldn't have guessed they would do that. But since they gave them swords, that's probably why they did it, which is cool. The legs are on a singular joint, as you can see, but also individual if you hold one down. See? You can bring it out on a ratchet. Very nice. And bend at the knee. Very limited, unfortunately, which is very unfortunate. He only does that much, just like nothing, which sucks because, you know, he's a samurai. I can imagine tons of poses he can do, but he's just being not able to do because of them. No waist swivel. Lots of these figures don't have waist swivels. Actually, I don't think almost any of them at the deluxe size have so far. So that's unfortunate. Head is on a ball. He's actually got a good amount of motion considering his mask and helmet are super big. So that's cool. Very nice. Ankles, I mean, you can bring them up, but that's about it. Nothing else. And that's pretty much it for the articulation with this guy. Now, what's really cool about these swords is they are a firmer plastic than what we usually get. They're not so... They bend, but they're not so bendy. And they're not like rubber. They're actually a plastic that's just malleable, which is very nice. Because lately we've been getting some really flimsy rubber plastic for our pointier objects, and that's just not cutting it. This is a good leeway. This is good compromise. You don't want it to be dangerously pointy and plastic and hard and brittle, but you don't want it to be, you know, flopping around rubber. So this is good. Whatever plastic tolerances they use for this, I think they should continue. So here he is with the high-octane Bumblebee, and he is a bit smaller. He's not quite there in size. I mean, he was much taller in the movie, so that kind of sucks. There is a Voyager scale coming out, but that's the helicopter mode, and I'm not getting that. I really just don't see the need for it. If they had given it an original mold, I think I would get it. But since they just did a repaint and new head mold of, I believe, Skyhammer was who he was, not interested. Don't feel the need to have it. But this is still a great figure nonetheless. I don't think the size is unfortunate, but I don't think that's a good enough reason to say it's a bad figure. So to transform this guy back, we'll go ahead and remove the blades for now. And what we're going to do is, well, we'll do them later, just because I don't want them popping off. But we'll start with the legs. We'll fold up these legs, again. Fold out these back panels of the feet. Rotate the tires. So you have that all oriented. Flip out this back panel if we can. Actually, no, I'm going to save that for later also. We're going to pop out this piece, fold it down. We'll fold up the head. So we're going to start by folding the head first. Then we'll fold up the rest of the chest all together. That makes it a bit easier. Rotate this whole, I guess the whole top compartment of the car. Going to get that completely out there. And then rotate this, the front hood up. Just want to clear it through everything. And then once we get everything situated, we'll flatten it all out. Again, we'll fold out these doors, which are the side armor, or the shoulder armor. Oh yeah, straighten up the arms, because I did bend them, just to make them look a little more cooler. You know, you guys know I like doing that with figures. Give them a couple clicks, and I think they look tough. Fold in at the shoulders, those top pieces. right there. Very subtle, but it makes a world of difference when the transformation is done. So we got it all together pretty much. It's not all locked together, but once we get everything locked in place, it'll be nicer. And then we'll go ahead and peg in the smaller swords in the bigger sword spots that we had for the robot mode, just because that's where it's going to fit better. Or here. What's easier is, since we can rotate this, I'll just rotate it outward where there's no kibble or anything. So just like that, get the sword in there, or I guess the dagger in this case, because it is a bit smaller. So just take the other blade and just insert it right there. Just need to get the right angle. There we go. Perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and bring this whole piece down. We'll bring it down from the front first. Bring it in the back. Just want to make sure it's all in there. Don't want to just not have any tabs that are tabbed in, or should be tabbed in that aren't. Make sure it's all lined up properly. Is it going in? We'll tab it at the back first. Let's tab this here, and then just push this down in there. I think that'll be there we go. See, that's easier to do it that way. Now we'll take the doors and make sure they're all placed inward. Remember, there's supposed to be a little bit more inward here at the back of the door. That's just the style of a car. And then we'll bring in the hood, and then make sure that's all tabbed in where it should be. I'm not exact. There's some tabs on here at the. Oh, this isn't going in right. Oops, no wonder. Let's see, what are we doing? Okay, I see what we're doing. The hand needs to be in the skirt armor a little more. There we go. So you gotta have these hands behind the waist armor. So again, so let's try this again. There we go. I just didn't have the arms lined up. Then for storage, once again, the swords do have these guards at the end of the hilt. You just want to line up those with the chest plate. Do it on both sides. They are perfect sized holes that will hold the sword perfectly. They are not wiggling out at all. It's a very awesome figure. Very nice car mode. Very nice robot mode. Paint apps are well done. Transformation is actually not that bad. There are just some parts with the chest plate that can get scratched up, like what I have with mine. So just be careful of that. And I think that's just the paint in general. I think I've been noticing a little bit more paint being missing than when I originally opened it. So I think that's just tolerances with the paint that Hasbro needs to work on. Because these figures are getting more and more expensive, so they should be keeping up with the quality if they're going to raise the price. So that's really it. I mean, plastic-wise, I think the plastic's fine. I just think it's the paint that's the issue. So anyways, guys, just remember, Instagram, Mechas of Ironheart, Tumblr, Mechation. Go ahead and comment, like, subscribe to me and all these videos if you want to keep them going. I do plan on pumping out at least one a day if I can. I want to do two, but I mean, it's just hard to do two with all the loading and uploading and downloading that's involved with these videos. That takes a lot of time throughout the day. So anyways, guys, this has been Samurai Man. You all have a great day.